Hi, Kiwi. It's time. We're gonna take on the final Elite Four member, or the champion, Cynthia. I'm trying to remember what her team was made of. I know she has a Spiritomb, a Roserade. I think she had a Togekiss and a Lucario, a Milotic, and then her Garchomp. So those would be the 6 Pokemon I expect. So Pine Tree is our answer. I'm going to lead with Pine Tree. Intimidate will reduce Sucker Punch damage on Spiritomb. I remember it having Sucker Punch. I don't know why I remember that, but I definitely do. Don't know what other moves it has. Don't really care. Spiritomb isn't that scary. It's defensively tanky, and that's going to be a slow kill, but I can manage that. Really, the scary thing is Garchomp, so I need to be ready for that. I think with that in mind, why don't let's make sure that we're topped off on PP a little bit before you know what? 1 second. I'm gonna fast forward through this so I can top off PP on some Pokemon real quick. All right, turns out I only had one berry and 1 ether to restore PP on, and I used them both on Manny the Dude Buster because he is our win con. All right, we're gonna lead with Pine Tree and try to reduce any physical damage that Spiritomb has. It definitely has Sucker Punch. I remember that much. Oh my goodness, Kiwi, this piano song. I remember I gave you kind of like a Frieza and Perfect Cell kind of voice, but my goodness, Kiwi, this piano triggers something in so many people of my generation. It is the sound of the champion. It is a PTSD trigger, but here we go.
Oh, hello. Have you been keeping well? Thank you for Mount Coronet. I'm truly grateful. Together, you and your Pokémon have overcome the challenges that you faced, however difficult I'm sure they were. It means you've triumphed over personal weaknesses, too. Turtles, Starstar Gecko, oh, how tragic it must have been to leave them behind. The power that you've learned. Oh, I can feel it emanating from you. Could it be? No. The legendary Super Saiyan? No, that's enough talk. Let's get on to why you're here. As the Pokemon League champion, I accept your challenge.
Yeah, my throat is very dry, and I think it's killing the voice a little bit. Here, I'll take a quick sip. Here we go. Everyone's childhood nightmare. Look at that smug hair flip and smile. She knows what we're in for. Oh, okay, I really like that that animation for Spiritomb getting summoned from its little tomb. All right, so leading with Pine Tree, I know it has Sucker Punch. We'll make the Sucker Punch do less damage this way. More likely, I remember it probably more so has special type moves. Maybe it has Pain Split for healing. I'm mostly just doing this to set up. I'm like, kind of get a sense of what we're up against and use U-turn to get out. It's neutral damage, unfortunately, because for some reason ghost types resist bugs. I don't really understand that, but it is what it is. And then who is going to tank the hit that the Spiritomb probably uses? It's probably going to either use Shadow Ball or Dark Pulse if I had to guess, so I don't do Gonog. He can't take either of those. Manny is a reasonable option, go tank against tank. Alternatively, I could do Captain Squawk for crunch damage. Probably do that, honestly. Sucker Punch will do next to nothing, and I think we're especially defensive enough that we should be able to tank most of Spiritomb's hits here. And if it does decide to go for a cheeky Sucker Punch, we tank that too because of its damage being halved. Dark Pulse, I believe, has a decent chance of crit. Oh, wow. Okay, that did a lot more damage than I expected. We should outspeed Spiritomb, so I'm going to Volt Switch here rather than switch out manually. All right, Spiritomb has a Citrus Berry? Yeah, that's got to be a Citrus Berry. Okay, so that's to keep itself alive. That's fine. We are switching out to safety. It still has an attack left, so what could survive another Dark Pulse? I think we have to actually go the route of Manny the Dude Buster. He's probably the only thing that can tank the damage from Spiritomb. This means she should switch into Roserade on her next turn, or once Spiritomb falls. That said, Manny, being our bulkiest special defense that can resist a Dark Pulse, probably the best option here is to Hyper Potion Captain Squawk back up to full health while I can, because we need him tip-top shape for whatever things we need to intimidate. I love that it just said Manny the Dude Buster is thrilled to bits. Okay, so we can tank 4 hits of that about, right? It's closer to 2. I'll have to be a little bit careful. We here use Surf, I think. It has the highest base damage, If it survives Surf, we'll switch into Earth Power. The reason for that is we can get a special defense drop, and I wouldn't mind having... I honestly wouldn't mind having her waste her full restores on this darn thing than her Garchomp, for example. Spiritomb is scary. Oh, she's switching out. She's gonna switch out to Roserade. Yep, there it is. Okay, I predicted it. Like, this is the thing. They made Cynthia's AI a little bit scarier. They actually programmed her to switch in and out. So we have two options. This is going to use Roserade is almost guaranteed to use a grass type move. I think if we switch into Celestabetha, honestly, she can tank that grass type hit. And then we can flamethrower Roserade. I don't have full confidence that this will be enough to take out Roserade in one hit. It is reasonably bulky. Alternatively, I switch into Pine Tree. Roserade, I think, is more on the specially offensive, but can dabble into physical attack. But there aren't a lot of good physical attacking grass moves that Roserade learns. Like, it could learn Seed Bomb maybe, but I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna go for Celestabetha and see what happens. Worst case scenario, we switch out into Pine Tree on the next turn instead. But we're more likely going to be able to tank whatever hit Roserade sends out to us. Let's see. What do you use? Energy Ball. Okay, so you are going to be a specially offensive Roserade. Okay, so that is what neutral damage against us does, or resisted damage. Roserade probably kills Celestabetha if she is faster or tanks this flamethrower, but we genuinely don't have a good option otherwise. I guess U-turn isn't terrible on Pine Tree, but I'm still not that into it. I'm gonna risk Celestabetha here. Kiwi, forgive me if she dies. There's a decent chance that we're outsped because Roserade is pretty fast. Yeah, it's faster. Sludge Bomb. Ooh, this is probably gonna... Goodbye, Celestabetha. I'm so sorry. All right, we have to go Pine Tree then. We do not have a better alternative. Oh, actually, I guess Go Nog Nog could be a decent answer because Roserade's part poison type. We've seen that it has Sludge Bomb and Energy Ball. I think this is going to have to be the call here. Unfortunately, that is our first casualty. We haven't even taken out one of Cynthia's Pokemon yet, unfortunately. All right, let's go ahead and... Oh, yeah, so let's go ahead and use Psychic here. Oh, shoot, it has Shadow Ball. That's not good. That's really, really not good. Okay, Go Nog Nog is so tanky that he can still survive a hit, but he can only survive one. The good news is she's very likely going to use Shadow Ball again, which means I can switch into Pine Tree and survive a hit. So that's the strategy here. We absolutely have to switch into Pine Tree here. Pine Tree tanks the Shadow Ball because it's immune by its normal type. And then we should, in theory, I don't actually know if Pine Tree outsped Celestabetha, and if he's slower than Celestabetha, that means Roserade's faster. It'll use a Sludge Bomb and get a decent hit on us, and especially if it poisons us, that's gonna make us lose a turn to clear the poison, honestly. We can't lose Pine Tree. We need it for Intimidate strats later on. Here, let me check something. Celestabetha, what was your speed? You were 164 speed. Pine Tree, 165. Roserade is almost guaranteed to outspeed us. Unless we were on a speed tie and lost the coin flip, I doubt it. So Roserade is almost guaranteed to outspeed us. I think I go for the Aerial Ace here and hope it knocks out Roserade. This is super sketchy, though. We do not have a good answer to Roserade, as it turns out. I thought Roserade was going to be the least threatening of her options, but it turns out to be the most devastating of them all. All right, we go for Aerial Ace. Or maybe, you know what? Maybe I go for U-turn so I can switch out safely. I'm going to do that. All right. Oh, we dodged. Oh, thank goodness we dodged. All right, what happens here? I think the plan is because we dodged, this is going to get her to use a full restore on Roserade, which is actually decent for us. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to switch out to Go Nog Nog, or actually, she's going to use a full restore, which means I don't get a hit off on her. Okay, hear me out. This is probably the dumbest play possible. I don't have a good answer here. My thought process was we switch out to Go Nog Nog and have him entice her to use Shadow Ball. But she's going to use a full restore this turn, probably. But I can't guarantee that. That's the scary thing. Like, she may not use a full restore. I'm going to risk it. I'm going to switch out to Go Nog Nog, and I'm going to heal him this turn. That way, if she does attack with Shadow Ball, we don't die. If she doesn't attack him with Shadow Ball, I can switch out to Pine Tree a second time and go for some like Aerial Ace shenanigans for some decent damage. This Roserade is scary defensive. All right, here we go. Hyper Potion on Go Nog Nogog. Does she use the full restore? I very much suspect she will. But let's see. No. No, she's oh no, Kiwi, she is saving her healing items for Garchomp. That is not good. All right, I'm gonna have to switch out to Pine Tree and just, oh my goodness, this is terrifying. Kiwi, I am, we are gonna have casualties in this battle. Like, I knew it, but I didn't think they would be this early. Honestly, I really didn't think Roserade was gonna be this much of a threat. All right. Okay, so we tank that. So I don't know what she's going to switch out to. And I'd rather not find that out against my terms. If I were her, I would probably switch out to my Milotic because it has Ice Beam, I assume. Alternatively, Lucario would be a pretty solid counter to us as well. It might have Focus Sash. If that Lucario has Focus Sash, we are so dead. I guess I'm gonna go for Aerial Ace here. We tank the Sludge Bomb, oh barely, and we got poison. I think that basically means Pine Tree is dead because I can't afford to cure its poison. It's gonna be it will be considered dead at the end of the battle is really how it works. Okay, well, good news is we've lost 2 Pokemon, but we've taken her first Pokemon. I mean, Pine Tree isn't dead yet. We need something that we can tank against. If she switches out to my Milotic, I switch into okay, this is good for us. My Milotic, if I recall, has Mirror Coat. I need to be really careful about that. But this gives me a chance to heal up. Why? Because she has nothing that should really be a threat to Manny right now, unless she switches out. But her Pokemon that she would normally switch out to, Roserade, has been taken out. So the biggest threat to our defensive core has been eliminated. Ice Beam should not do that much. There's a chance it freezes. That's the worst thing. Or it crits. Okay. All right. Burn. Flame Orb. Why? Why would you burn your Milotic? Does it have Facade? It must have Facade. I still don't think a Facade boosted attack from Milotic does that much. It's better on the special offensive side. Maybe it has a different ability that I'm forgetting. That's a very likely possibility. Okay, so as per rule of thumb, we cannot use full restores and we can't use max potions. So I'm gonna have to use a antidote this turn and then some other healing form next turn. But we saw what Milotic's damage with crit is. Scald. Okay, it's going for a burn here. We tank these. It did get the burn. Like I've said before, Kiwi, burn is like an 100% guaranteed on Scald. Even after it's nerfed, it still feels that way. I think the better option here is to heal with a Hyper Potion and then go for the Burn Heal on the next turn. Because just like Poison, Burn is a instant kill if it lasts for longer than 3 turns. So we Hyper Potion here. We get our HP topped off a little bit. It's funny, Recover actually heals slightly more than a Hyper Potion now. It's just that it doesn't go on the first turn. The bright side of being burned here is that I can't be frozen, which is just as terrifying, honestly. I think I've only taken 1 hit from burn so far, so I can heal 1 more time with a Hyper Potion. And then we use the Burn Heal on the next turn. I'm going to use Milotic to try and heal up our entire team with Hyper Potions while I can. Because again, we need everyone at full capacity. Scald is doing a lot more damage. Oh, it crit, okay. Whew. Oh. Manny cured its burn with sheer determination. I wish I could do that, because I have burned my hands and had to have, like, gloves on for a very long period of time because of it. Alright, even if she crits, we can out-heal her, so we're gonna go for a Recover here. And we, of course, Manny showing off his Quick Claw. Alright, we get the Recover. Now, I accept that there's a chance we get frozen, I accept a chance that we get burned, but I focus on trying to bring the rest of the team back up to full HP. Because Milotic is basically our only chance to do exactly that. I am genuinely terrified of the fact that she is trying to sit on her Hyper Potions, or sorry, her full restores and her max potions for other Pokemon. Like, she should have used it on Roserade and she chose not to. Honestly, I'm kind of thankful for that because Roserade turned out to be such a threat, but still. Okay. Gonna keep spamming Scald. She's gonna keep getting crits too. And wow, her RNG is insane. I'm pretty sure they nerfed Scald's burn chance from 30% to 10. If that is not the case, I honestly would have switched. I would have used Scald instead of Surf on Manny. Oh, you know what? Getting a burn on Garchomp would have been a huge game changer, honestly, because burn lowers attack stat by 50%. It's less relevant on Manny, who attacks with special. I'm gonna speed through this because we're basically just buying time to heal, and then I'll pick up where we left off once everyone's back to full HP and I've tanked all these hits. All right, long ago in a place far away, the stall wars happened, and now we have won them, at least for now. I'm gonna switch out to Captain Squawk. He's our best answer to my Milotic, who is incredibly tanky, and if she does get the burn with Scald, we will unfortunately do reduced damage because both of Volt Switch and actually no, we gave Thunderbolt, so Thunderbolt won't get its damage reduced. I forgot we switched out Spark for that. We could really use some moves with like status ailments or things, but geez, of course she gets the burn. Of course she gets the burn. We're gonna have to Volt Switch here and go back out to Manny and heal up, unfortunately. Also, it turns out Milotic also has Recover, which is just so cute. So cute of her to have a healing move like that on her Milotic. I don't even know if we outspeed it. We do, thankfully. All right, so we switch out. Of course, Volt Switch, our best electric type move aside from Thunderbolt, does not do very much of her HP, and the fact that her Milotic has Recover means she's going to be stalling us out to heck and back. I don't have... Oh, maybe I could try Go Nog Nog Gog and have him use Grass Knot. That might be worthwhile to try and see how that goes, but I'm going to do Manny for now because we unfortunately need to cure that burn that she just cast on us because her Scald, out of like all the Scalds she's used, has caused burn most of the time. Okay, now we're averaging about 50-50, but still, it feels like it's been forever. She is probably going to use Recover here, which gives me a chance to burn heal Captain Squawk. I really wish I could use full restores, man. This is rough. This is painful. She will eventually run out of Scald PP, and that's where we really get her, but I really don't want to do that. That's so lame to just heal tank out a PP on Pokemon for this sort of challenge. There was a reason why I bought so many healing items, though, I guess, in reality. I'm going to go ahead and use Recover on Manny one more time, and then we switch back out to Captain Squawk, and hopefully don't get burned this time, maybe, please? I'll probably do Thunderbolt. Oh, hello, Mirror Coat. Okay, maybe I don't use Thunderbolt at any point in this battle, then, if it's going to use Mirror Coat. That's so wrong. All right, I'm going to actually, you know what? I'm going to try Go Nog. I'm going to try Go Nog Nog Gog and see if Grass Whip will work here. Grass Whip is a physical type move, so Mirror Coat won't reflect the damage. It's super effective, and Milotic is probably not the lightest Pokemon in the world. And she may be out of Scald if she's using Ice Beam there. Because we tank that. We are not very effective. It's not very effective against us. Scald, I think, either has 10 or 15 PP. It would be crazy if we bought that much time against her. I'm going to do Grass Knot here. We'll see how much damage it does. If it doesn't do that much damage, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Psychic. Because we shouldn't do that much damage to her with Psychic. More importantly, it will get a special defense drop on her, which could be huge. Grass Knot's damage is decent, actually. And Shell Bell will keep us topped off. Honestly, I might just stick with Go Nog Nog Gog spamming Grass Knot. Yeah, I think that's going to be the strategy until I know she's going to be in range for using Recover. Then I'll use a Psychic. We'll see how much damage that does. It probably doesn't do that much damage, but it will, at the very least, potentially drop her special defense. I think it's only a 10% chance, so odds are it's not going to happen. Oh. Wait, what? Grass Rip is a special move? I thought it was physical. Huh. Was I mistaken this whole time? I mean, I must be if that hit, but really? Well, I'll be darned, it's a special type move this whole time. I never realized. No wonder it was so effective against Steelix. Okay. Aside from Steelix being one of the heaviest Pokemon in the game, mind you, but still. Okay, this is, well, we still tank the damage. And if I can hit her on turns when she's not using Recover, that would be lovely. Doesn't seem likely. I'm gonna test out Payback and see how much damage that does here. I get the sense it probably doesn't do that much, but we have no way of killing this Milotic until it likes... It's basically here to just stall us out and use up all of our PP. Honestly, I'm gonna use Psychic. If we see it attack first, that's great. Oh my goodness, Scald does a lot of damage. Oh, it crit, okay. How many crits has she gotten with Scald, or with her moves in general? All right, Psychic does next to nothing, and we did not get the defense drop. Okay. Like, it's cute that she's burned, but I really don't have any answers for her here. Like, it turns out I'm not ready for her at all. Huh. I think... Let's see how much damage Payback does. I should be... Oh, she's switching out, is she? What are you switching out to? Spiritomb. Alright, so we'll get a nice little Payback on you then. And then you're going to try and use Dark Pulse on the next turn, I'm sure. Payback did a little bit of damage, and at least we heal for it. Like, it's insane how tough she is, and we're... Oh my goodness, Kiwi. I think... Who's our answer to Spiritomb, honestly? I think it was Manny. Alright, so we switch out to Manny. Spiritomb still does a lot of damage, so I don't have a lot of leniency for healing against it. I'm gonna go on the off chance that she switches out to my low tick and use Earth Power here to get the special defense drop, I think. Shadow Ball itself has a chance of dropping special defense, so like in all aspects this is kind of sketchy. My thought process is if I use Earth Power and I can drop its special defense, we're great. But we take out the Spiritomb instead, so that's 2 down. We're 23 minutes into a recording, and I've beaten Cynthia's second Pokemon, hooray. Oh, now she gets to use her Gastrodon, so her Gastrodon is probably going to be similar to mine, but I bet it has Storm Drain, so I do not hit it with Surf. I do not put Surf anywhere near it if I want to have a good time. I think my choice is here. Huh. I don't really have a good answer to Gastrodon either, because... Oh, wait, Gonog. Gonog would be our answer. I don't think Gastrodon has many answers for Gonog, so what I'm going to do is actually take this turn to Hyper Potion up Gonog and switch out to him on the next turn. Rock Tomb is really not that threatening. If Rock Tomb is her best option for Gastrodon here, I think I take the time to heal up a little bit everyone else as well. Let's get Captain Squawk up first, and then I'll try and recover on the next turn, assuming we don't take that much damage. Rock Tomb, yeah. We evaded Rock Tomb twice. That's unfortunate for her. Rock Tomb, I think, has like a base 90 accuracy, so I only have a 10% chance of that missing. So I have been very lucky. I think realistically, this is just RNG balancing itself out for the insane burn chances that she got with Scald early on, and the forcing of me having to like stall out her entire team for this. Okay, wow, we dodged Rock Tomb 3 times in a row. Manny, you are a hard carry, I swear. Honestly, I'm gonna go for Earth Power here and try to get a special defense drop first. Manny's showing off his Quick Claw. He's like, you may have Storm Drain, but I have Quick Claw. Earth Power, I think at best has a 30% chance of special defense drop, and maybe less. I don't know why it's going for the speed drop, honestly, with Rock Tomb. Like, it definitely has, it must have either, like, it must have some sort of water type move. Maybe it is also afraid of me having Storm Drain and she doesn't know. That's probably it. She may be programmed to know that Gastrodon has Storm Drain and to play around it. But optimally is the optimal strategy here is definitely to use either Earth Power or Scald if it has it, or why is it programmed to use Rock Tomb here? This is so free for us. Yeah, it has leftover, so it's gonna heal a trickle of HP every turn, but that's fine. Okay. Okay, it's weird. I hyped up Cynthia to heck and back, but I really didn't think she would be this terrible. Oh my goodness, could you imagine if I wasn't allowed to use healing items at all? Oh, we got the crit. Good job, Manny. I kind of wish you hadn't crit there because I was planning around taking a turn to heal. What do you switch into next, Cynthia? Probably your Melodic? You probably save Garchomp for the end, right? If she does switch into Garchomp here, I'm in a bad spot. She has one of two options: either start setting up for Swords Dance, or go straight for the kill with an attack. All right, I think here's the plan. Manny honestly is kind of our core on this. We're gonna spam Earth Power here. I don't think even with a Mirror Coat we'll do enough damage with Earth Power for it to be a problem to us, but it does make it so that we can potentially drop her special defense and have a better chance of knocking her out with Gonog later. Awesome, we got the special defense drop. That's huge for us. Now what do? Do I play it safe or do I switch out? She cannot... I think I'm gonna go for Volt Switch because she can't Mirror Coat that. Volt Switch is a physical move. Alternatively, I spam Crunch and try to get a normal defense drop on her. I think it depends on if she uses Scald or not. If she still has PP of Scald, we dodged it. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to use Crunch, and then on the next turn I'm going to use Volt Switch. Because she is not using full restores for some reason, so Crunch will potentially lower her defense. It has, like all the other moves, somewhere in the 10 to 30% chance of doing that damage drop. We didn't get it. And now she's gonna use Recover, almost guaranteed. So I could go for the Thunderbolt here instead. If she uses Mirror Coat, Captain Squawk is just dead. If she crits and uses Scald instead, or if she uses Scald instead and crits, we're dead. But I think I have to go for it. This is our best chance of knocking out her Milotic. All right, she's using... I don't know what's gonna happen here, Kiwi. Okay, we got the Milotic, that's huge. She is going to switch out to Garchomp here. The reason I know that is because Garchomp is ground type and we have an electric type out, so she's gonna try and counter us. That Garchomp is either gonna go for Sword Stance or Earthquake. If it goes for Sword Stance, we're fine. If it goes for Earthquake, we're fine. Oh, Lucario first, really? Okay. Lucario is a fighting steel type. Our best answer to that would probably be Gonog. But if it goes for like a close combat, that's kind of sketchy. We'll have neutral damage because of the psychic resisting fighting type, but that's about the best we got. I don't switch in Pine Tree. I think if Lucario does go for the close combat, Pine Tree would get lost, even with Intimidate. So I think the optimal strategy is, let's switch out to Gonog, let him tank a hit, see where we're at after that hit, and then plan our next move accordingly. All right, what have you got, Cynthia? Aura Sphere. Okay, so no close combat. I don't know if that's better or worse, honestly. If she crits, we'd lose. And that Lucario may have like a psychic type or a fighting type move, or what is it, a dark type move. I think I can survive an Aura Sphere on Pine Tree. Oh wait, no, hold on. So Aura Sphere is special attack, so this is especially offensive Lucario, or Lucario is notorious for going mixed set with Aura Sphere because it's kind of its iconic move or its trademark move, but it very well could still have some physical attack. It's hard to know for sure, but it's kind of crazy how like built around countering Intimidate her team is. Also, you know what, I'm thinking about it. No, wait, I'm mixing up Inner Focus with a different one. So I was thinking Lucario could have Inner Focus. Inner Focus is a move that, or an ability that prevents flinching. I was thinking it was a move that, if your opponent tries to drop a stat on you or change your stats, you get an attack boost. Okay, it's committed to Aura Sphere, so I'm gonna switch out Manny and we'll see what it does. That's a lot of damage, Kiwi. That's a lot of damage. I'm gonna try and Hyper Potion here. We need Manny alive for Garchomp. There's no question about that. Manny is our only answer to Garchomp. All right, let's see how much damage Aura Sphere does when we're just about full health. Oh no, it's got Nasty Plot. So it just doubled the offense on that Aura Sphere. One crit and we're dead. He is such a disgusting AI. Like, the difficulty curve has shot up through the roof. We should still be able to survive this unless we get crit. Kiwi, if this thing has Focus Sash, it's game over for us. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, what do we even do here? I have to switch out because this is like the worst case scenario where Manny is not in a position where he can deal with Garchomp.
I can't remember the last time I was put in a corner like this.
Oh gosh. Oh, look at, she uses ball capsules too. That's cute. A lot of sparkles on her. So almost guaranteed this Garchomp is going to use Sword Stance. And if it uses Sword Stance, the run is over. There's literally nothing I can do to deal with this Garchomp anymore other than accept that there are going to be casualties. I think my best answer is to unfortunately sacrifice someone so that I can heal up Manny. And I hate that reality. The best chance I have is to switch out to Captain Squawk here. Captain Squawk may be able to tank a physical hit if Cynthia goes for an attack. If Garchomp uses Earthquake here, which it probably won't into Manny the Dude Buster, we're probably fine. Oh, never mind, I used Earthquake, goodbye. There's no way Captain Squawk's... Oh my god, Captain Squawk, you are an absolute legend. Captain Squawk toughed it out so I wouldn't feel sad. But it looks like it's about to cry. Okay, I'm gonna switch out to Pine Tree here. The reason for that is it may use Earthquake again. If it uses Earthquake again, we will at least be neutral when it uses Sword Stance. But I can't count on RNG like that again. The best chance here is Pine Tree halves Garchomp's attack here. with the second Intimidate, and then I start healing up Manny the Dude Buster. That's our best shot right now. All right, does she go for Sword Stance or does she go for the cheeky second Earthquake? She did, okay. All right, we have a chance. The second she starts dropping Sword Stances, though, I am really out of luck. So it's entirely up to RNG and AI decision making at this point. Manny's back to half health. Like, here's the thing you have to realize. Even if we get Manny out on the field and start doing damage, we're not going to one-shot this Garchomp. It is 4 times weak. It is 4 times weak to Ice type. We will do 4 times damage with Ice Beam. But, and here is the cruelest thing that the devs did in this. Look at that smug smile. They gave this Garchomp a Yacha Berry. You know what a Yacha Berry does? It halves the damage of ice types if they're super effective against the user. We're going for it though. Look at this. This is how disgusting Garchomp is against our tankiest Pokemon aside from Gonog. With its attack stat halved, it still does at least a quarter of Manny's HP. Almost, well, closer to a fifth, but still. Imagine if we didn't have its HP. It would be like just shy of 2-shotting us. We go for the Ice Beam here and we pray. Oh god. Manny, you are an absolute legend. Okay, so here's its Yacha Berry. It will not have its Yacha Berry anymore. Ice Beam will probably hit it down to about half here. Yeah, so actually this is the most optimal it could be because she's not gonna try and heal it. If we survive the next hit from Garchomp, we have our win key. This was the sweatiest champion battle possible. We lost Rapidash. I'm really sorry. I know she was one of your favorites. But I think that's it. I think that's it. We beat Cynthia. But my goodness, did we have to struggle for it. And there we go. Oh, that's a relief. I knew you could do it, Manny. To the end of days, Manny the Dude Buster, you were our core. More so than even Quipple core, honestly. Like, oh my goodness. That was the sweatiest champion battle it could have been. The difficulty curve on this game, from the babyest easy Pokemon game I've ever played to let's make the Elite Four and Champion have competitively viable teams. Sure, why not? I don't think they were like that in the original games. I might be mistaken, but I don't think they were. But there we go.
Just a few minutes ago, you were the most powerful monkey. And just now you became the most powerful of all the trainers. You are our newest champion. I am oh so very happy for you. That was excellent. Truly an outstanding battle. You gave the support your Pokemon needed to maximize their power, and you guided them with certainty to secure victory. What a shame about your Rapidash, though. You have both passion and calculating coolness. Together, you and your Pokemon can overcome any challenge that may come your way. Aside from maybe a knife in the back, shall we try that? No? Okay. Those are the impressions that I got from our battle. I'm glad I got to take part in the crowning of Sinnoh's newest champion. For a day. Now then, step onto the lift. Be sure not to fall off. We wouldn't want any more casualties now, would we?
Let's celebrate our Elite Four victory and put this challenge to rest. This was a hard one, Kiwi. This was, well, okay. The very end was a hard one. The rest was maybe not nearly as scary as I'm making it out to be, but here we go. Oh, Cynthia, I would really like not to have you do your voice anymore. I am, like, my throat is just dying on me.
The room ahead is the Hall of Fame.
Oh, hello, Rowan. Have you been excited again?
Jeff, your last battle was splendid.
Oh, hello, Professor Rowan.
A child I enlisted for my Pokedex project has come this far. It's only natural that I come and witness their crowning achievement. Jeff, I shouldn't call you a child anymore. You've grown into a real champion.
Professor, you still enjoy the enthusiasm kids bring to your research, don't you? The younger they are, the easier they are to replace, I suppose.
Hello? Oh, I thought I'm not sure if there was a line of dialogue or if my controller froze or what just happened there.
Get this way, please, Jeff. Professor Rowan, I need you over here as well. Witnesses are inconvenient.
This is fine.
Time for Rowan to burp again. It's been such a long time since I last entered this room.
If the last time you were here was when I became champion, then yes, that would have been quite a long time ago. My God, you weren't that young back then either. Jeff, welcome to the Hall of Fame. Should you manage to leave here alive, your names will be recorded for posterity. What you are leaving behind are the memories of your adventure so far. I'll be sure to inform your next of kin. It's time to record your names, you and your Pokémon. Remember, your Pokémon are partners that grew with you through many challenging battles. A shame that so many of them died on the way here. I'm sure you must miss them dearly. How tragic. This machine will make a permanent record of your achievement. Be sure to clean the blood off before you die. I can't stand messes.
But there we go. Pokemon Shining Pearl with there's our team. Pine Tree in the lead. Celesta Betha, our only casualty somehow in this entire gym challenge. Go Nog Nog Gog, the latecomer but still defensive core. Quibble Core, the actual core. Manny the Dude Buster, the Deathbringer, our win con if there ever was one, and Captain Squawk, who held on because he didn't want to see us cry. Well, we're crying nonetheless because we did it. There is our gym team, and it only took somehow the exact same time as the recording timer at this moment, which is kind of weird, but almost 40 hours of playthrough this was. League champion, congratulations. Let's roll credits and have our closing thoughts. Well, Kiwi, this has been a journey. Yeah, let's start this with the most generic comment possible. I don't know. I think overall, I might be a little disappointed. I know this remake was broken on release and certainly lacked a certain degree of polish, but there were little things that really stood out to me. I loved the trainer animations, and there were some really nice Pokemon animations. For example, Cynthia's Spirit Tomb. When it gets released from the Pokeball, it's just the tomb, the rock that comes out, and then its ghostly body spawns from that. The little trainer animations were were cute and added personality to characters that kind of look the same over and over again that you fight against. In terms of narrative, I would say this is one of the weaker Pokemon teams. They want to create a new world for existential reasons, I guess. I can't really get behind Cyrus's story and his, he's supposed to be this emotionless, non-empathetic character because of how they wrote him, but I don't know, it didn't feel quite right. I very much enjoyed the voice acting. Certainly, I just need more practice in. I mean, this playthrough, me recording 1 or 2 episodes a day per week, it doesn't really lend itself well to that, I guess. I need to be consistent. There are voices that are staple voices that I can do, and then there are more voices that I'm experimenting with that maybe don't work quite as well. Like Cynthia's voice, I need to practice more with if I want to make it more consistent. Betty's voice, Flint's voice, the same voice basically. This voice in the nose that I call the Tristan voice, this is my most easily achieved voice and my most easily sustained and emoted voice, and I'm very happy with it. And the voice I gave to Dawn and many of the female characters, the kind of nasally voice that goes here, I think there's a lot more untapped potential I can do with this voice, but it's kind of in the same camp as Vetty. It's super easy to maintain. It's kind of on my throat. I can make I can emote with it. It's very easy to maintain.
And this voice, this kind of gravelly voice, which is absolutely being destroyed by how scratched up my voice is right now from all the other voices I did this episode. A little harder to maintain, but certainly easily done. And I probably can emote with it, but oh my goodness, I cannot sustain that voice right now. I think what I've learned is if I'm going to do a voice acting episode, I need to do it first. It needs to be the first recording, and I really prefer starting my day with Hades because it's just a fun way to start the day. I love Hades and I enjoy having a game a day. But be that as it may, I think if I'm going to try and do a higher quality voice acted production, I need to do that. I need to record maybe just 1, at most 2 voice acted episodes a day, probably space them out, and I really need to learn to take better care of my voice. I should probably watch some how-to guides on that because I'm sure it's something singers have to do. Certainly actors and voice actors, anyone who has to sustain
dialogue for a long period of time. Like I don't drink between episodes, and I think that's a huge problem. I should just have a warm, like tea-like beverage with every recording. I think that'll do a lot better. Just, for example, the voice I gave, I've already forgotten his name, Lucian, the Psychic Elite Four member. That wasn't even close to the voice I wanted to give him. The voice I wanted to give him is the voice that I gave Commander Saturn in that episode where we released the Spirits of the Lakes. That was the exact way I want that voice to sound, but it is so hard to maintain if my voice is dried out or scratched up. It honestly even needs a little phlegm to really produce properly, so I haven't found the optimal way to make it happen. But I think the voice I gave Rowan, again, suffering from being scratched up, but is one that I can probably use a little bit more often.
And of course, this voice, which I don't use that often, is very easily maintained.
But again, my voice is just so shot that even that one's suffering now. Basically anything, like
This voice is nasally. It comes from the kind of the nasal cavity and the top of my throat.
so it doesn't use what all those like deeper, more gravelly voices do.
And this voice is kind of the same deal, but it's a nasally lower throat.
It's really hard to explain this without any frame of reference, both personally or to someone who probably doesn't have that frame of reference, but those are kind of the thoughts I have. Long story short, if anything is to be gained from this, it's how to audio balance. I have learned much better how to audio balance for voice acting. I just have to work against a microphone that tries to like be my untimely demise, where no matter how well I have audio balanced something, if the mic just decides, well, the gain is going to be turned to maximum, I'm always going to clip the mic on the louder voices. But there we go, Kiwi. The end. Pokemon Shining Pearl has an entire endgame to explore, and I acknowledge that. But I think it's time to take a break. I think there are other games I want to explore. The biggest two games on my radar right now are 9 Sol and, oh gosh, what's the other one? 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. It's going to be one of those as like my next long-running series. I'm probably going to squeeze an indie game in between for a little bit, just because I have some options that I want to explore, and they're nice and short options. I imagine 9 Sol is going to be a lot of trial and error, so it's going to take a while to record. And then Aegis Rim, I think it's fully voice acted, so I'll have less to talk about, which is good. But I was kind of actually getting prepared. Before I found that out, I was actually preparing like 13 different voices in my head to try and make something happen there. But you know what? Maybe giving myself a break from the more aggressive voice acting is for the best. So with all that, Kiwi, one last time, will I return to this game and do some post-game? Maybe. I don't know. But if I do, I hope you look forward to it. And if I don't, look forward to everything else that's on its way. With all that said, Kiwi, here's one last time. I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you're awake, I hope this is helping you fall asleep. If you're sleeping, I hope you're sleeping well. I love you, and in the next one, something new. Something brand new. Look forward to it. I'll see you then.